Title: The Black Sentinel, 2026 Armored Bulldozer Black Circle Engineering Power Meets Battlefield Tech. Description: Under the showroom lights, finished in immaculate matte black, the 2026 Armored Bulldozer sits like a sleeping sentinel, massive, purposeful, and deceptively precise. This cinematic walkthrough films the rear profile in full HD on iPhone, zooming into armor seams, hydraulic lines, and the weaponized engineering tools that turn fortifications into dust. For military tech fans, defense engineers, and heavy machinery lovers, this is a close, sensory look at how brute force meets advanced systems in a modern battlefield workhorse. Video script: cinematic YouTube article, approximately equals 1,000 words. The camera breathes. A single long take from an iPhone begins at the showroom floor, slowly tracking backward to reveal a silhouette, wide tracks, a hulking engine bay, the blunt geometry of a reinforced blade. It's finished in deep matte black, devoid of shine, every surface designed to absorb light rather than reflect it. This is not a construction site machine, this is a purpose-built instrument of engineered dominance. Welcome to the 2026 Armored Bulldozer, the Black Sentinel. From the back, the first thing you notice is mass arranged with intention. The engine compartment is armored like a vault, panels overlapping with military seams and anti-squall liners visible where the coating ends. Exhausts are routed low and guarded behind lattice shields. Hydraulic reservoirs are recessed and wrapped in composite armor. Those wide, steel tracks hug the ground like threads of a tank, but their mounting and suspension reveal an evolution: modular road wheels, replaceable track pads, and a quick-release adjuster for field repairs. Each element is designed for survivability and maintainability when a minute can mean the difference between recovery and permanent loss. High-tech armor isn't just a heavy shell, it's layered engineering. Ceramic composite inserts break-shaped charges, reactive pads mitigate blast fragments, and behind that, an interior frame engineered to crumple in controlled ways to protect vital components. Sensors nestle in protected cavities, thermal arrays that can see through smoke, laser rangefinders linked to an onboard targeting net, and vibration sensors that map underbody shock signatures in real time. These feed a hardened control node, a compact brain with military-grade processors that prioritize cooling and redundancy. In essence, the Bulldozer is a mobile, armored workspace with the cognitive awareness of modern battlefield systems. Power comes from a core that refuses to be ordinary. The 2026 power plant is a high-torque diesel hybrid, a low RPM, turbocharged diesel matched to an electric assist architecture. That means instant torque for pushing, pulling, and anchoring under load, plus silent electric creep for stealthy approach or night operations. The hybrid arrangement also supplies energy to onboard systems without idling a loud diesel, reducing thermal and acoustic signatures when silence is tactical. Cooling is routed through filtered systems and armored intakes. Redundancy is designed into fuel, battery, and hydraulic loops so a single hit won't stop the machine from finishing the mission. Weaponry on a bulldozer is not about turning it into a tank, it's about expanding its role. On the Black Sentinel, modular mounts permit attachment of multi-purpose systems, a remote-operated machine gun station for defensive suppression, shotgun-style clearing tools for obstacles, or a deployable breaching kit that feeds specialized cutters and shaped cutters for demolition. But the primary armament is engineering, an advanced blade and dozer arm system with adaptive control. The blade senses soil density, adjusts hydraulic pressure in milliseconds, and can oscillate to reduce strain and improve throughput. A rear ripper can be swapped for a mine-clearing flail, and a quick-change interface lets EOD crews bolt on mission-specific tools in under an hour. Real-world deployment redefines how we imagine a bulldozer on the battlefield. Urban operations demand precise, surgical engineering, clearing rubble to create passageways without collapsing adjacent structures, erecting temporary berms for troop protection, and rapidly excavating fighting positions. In counter-IED environments, the Sentinel becomes a protective escort, pushing a path of relative safety while its sensors and attachments neutralize or remove threats. In expeditionary logistics, it converts damaged terrain into accessible supply lines, building ramps and defilades to keep convoys moving. The point is simple: this machine multiplies the operational tempo for units that previously had to wait for specialized engineering teams. Operator survivability is a design mantra. The cabin is a hex-layered cell with blast-attenuating seats, independent rollover protection, and a panoramic but armored viewing system that channels sensor feeds to the crew. Operators use a hybrid of direct line of sight and remote control. When risk is high, the bulldozer can be piloted remotely from a discrete distance, using the same HD iPhone-style viewport you're watching now but built to mil STD brightness and encryption. Haptics and force feedback recreate the tactile feel of the controls for precision work even when the operator is out of the vehicle's envelope. Sustainment and logistics are often the unsung heroes of deployment, and the Sentinel's creators took this seriously. Modular subassemblies, labeled harnesses, and centralized diagnostic ports allow for rapid field replacement. A single technician with a toolbox and a tablet can run a full systems health check in minutes, identify a failing hydraulic valve, and swap it out without heavy cranes. Consumables are stowed in protected lockers, spare track links live on the rear rack. In prolonged operations, that reliability becomes operational reach, the difference between staying in theater or going home for repairs. But beyond hardware, the bulldozer's true edge is systems integration. Data streams from the vehicle flow into unit networks, mapping, threat detection, resource allocation, allowing commanders to treat the bulldozer as both a tool and an information node. Machine learning models analyze terrain, suggest optimal clearing paths, and predict subsystem wear, giving crews the advantage of foresight. Security features, encrypted comms, tamper detection, and kill switches, ensure the asset cannot be turned against friendly forces. Aesthetics matter too. The matte black finish minimizes glare and gives the Sentinel a psychological presence, a silhouette that says, "We control this space." Showroom lights play across the composite seams and hydraulic arms in ways that hint at the engineering beneath, not decoration but readable design. Filming the rear profile in full HD on an iPhone captures texture, bolts, and the quiet menace of form-following function. Slow pans show weld lines, close-ups show the knurling on control knobs and the braided shielding on hydraulic hoses. These are the details fans live for, the intimate proof that brute force has been refined into precision. As we step away from the machine, the final shot lingers on the tracks, massive, serrated teeth that promise motion across the worst terrain. A subtle soundbed builds. The low rumble of a diesel, the soft hiss of hydraulics, the distant echo of a command. The Black Sentinel doesn't shout. It simply moves when called, clears when needed, and protects those beside it. For military tech enthusiasts, the 2026 Armored Bulldozer is a study in purposeful design, heavy armor and subtle brains, raw power married to surgical engineering, and real-world systems that redefine how ground forces shape the battlefield. Shot in full HD on iPhone, filmed from the rear to showcase structure and intent, this is heavy machinery elevated to a new doctrine of utility. Hashtags keywords. Hashtag Armored Bulldozer. Hashtag Military Engineering Number 2026 Bulldozer. Hashtag Black Sentinel. Hashtag Defense Tech. Hashtag Heavy Machinery. Hashtag Urban Warfare. Hashtag EID. Hashtag Hybrid Power. Hashtag Showroom HD. Hashtag iPhone Filming. Hashtag Battlefield Engineering. Hashtag Armored Vehicles. Hashtag Military Tech. If you want, I can convert this into a spoken narration timed to visuals with timestamps and shot suggestions, or produce a shorter 60-second teaser script for social clips. Tell me which and I'll cut it down and lay out the shots.